lovely experience. Had a wonderful time designing for it. So I can't explain it in words exactly, but it was amazing. Amazing experience.
When did you start preparing for the show as such? What is the subject for the show? And how did you get inspired by it?
Oh, so they came to give us a brief in college, and it was something I haven't done dark side before, so it was something new for me. So I was like, I have to go ahead with this. So the preparation started the day they told us the brief.
You're from basically from which state?
I'm from Pearl Academy, Narayana. So I'm based in New Delhi.
And how is the fashion industry different in Mumbai and Delhi?
I don't know. I think it's pretty much the same. I don't know about that.
But what is your dream, ultimate dream as such? There are many big designers. Basically, they are associated with the Bollywood celebs and
Yeah.
the popularity. So what kind of dream do you have?
I don't. It's a dream to be here, so I don't know about the future yet. But I'll work hard. I'll work equally hard for it. So obviously, I want to become a designer as well for menswear, especially. So yes.
Any show in the upcoming week or month? What are your plans for the future as such?
I'm gonna work with a designer and export house for a year or two, and then go for my masters in menswear, so either Japan or Italy, and then I'll definitely pursue my dream to become a designer. Thank you.
So what do you have to say about the Max Design Awards?
I think the Max Design Awards is a wonderful initiative. I think young students need all the encouragement in the world that they can get. It's very hard as a business to break into, and I think it's a wonderful, wonderful platform for young designers.
How innovative do you find that show as such? What innovations?
I was really pleasantly surprised with what I saw. I thought a lot of the entries were very evolved. I think the thought process is international. The way they put together garments is international. Of course, a little refinement is required by the time they get out into the industry. But I think it's a great first step.
And what about your professional front? What are you doing in the future?
I have just come back from Paris after showing at the International Woolmark Prize, and we're doing, it's a very quick business. So there's new goals being set every day. There's a couple of movies in the offing. There is projects. We just finished Delhi Fashion Week, so it's been a pretty busy time. Thanks.
Congrats on being part of the. How did you find the magazine and what was your like about it? This question I want. What was inspiring about it? How did you find it?
What was inspiring about the competition? Well, the theme is extremely fresh. The theme was the dark side, so it kind of forced us to think out of the box and out of the usual fare that we usually do. So it was great and extremely exciting to participate in this competition and to finally win. I'm thrilled.
When did you start preparing and how was the preparation? Was it very challenging?
Yes, the first process involved us sketching. So we sketched both the designs and sent it, and we got shortlisted. So 15 fortunate students were selected, and after that we got a month to execute those designs. So like 1 month of self-stitching and hand embroidering. So a lot of techniques like that. So a lot of hard work has gone behind making these ensembles, and it's appreciated, so that feels very, very good.
What's your future plan?
My future plan is to definitely pursue the gratification that we get as part of winning the competition, the internship with some of the best designers that we have in our industry. So I plan on pursuing that after the competition. Thank you.
Yeah.
Being part of the Max Design Awards, what did you learn about it and how inspiring it was part of the show and such?
First of all, it's such a great opportunity which is being provided by the Max Fashion. So it's such a great platform to come here and showcase our talents. So basically, it feels really amazing to be one of the winner now. So that's
talking about the subject of the show as such, how do you find it challenging to design?
Yeah, it's quite challenging in the sense because it's out of the whole nation, and out of whole nation the best design institute come here and then participate. So obviously it's a really tough competition, but it doesn't matter because when you stick to your originality, it doesn't matter how competitive it is because you have to be true to yourself. So that's the main part. So.
And how innovative do you find the designers of India or the current market in the fashion industry?
I'm really appreciating the current market now because I love Ujjwal Dubey. He's a new designer, Urvashi Kaur, and there are many more upcoming designers which are really good. So it's
And what are your future plans? What's your ambition as
as of now, I'm in my final year, so I want to work with Rajesh Pratap. He's a really good designer in menswear. So, and I want to specialize in menswear. and I have been doing the menswear for the 3 years. So like I want to work with him. This is my one of the wish. So let's see.
This year, being the third year. Mark, we can start from you.
I think the Max Design Awards 2016-17 reached to an all-time high. We were truly honored to have a very good jury. Their presence meant a lot for the awards, not taking anything away from the talent that was on display. The final year students and pre-final year students again outdid themselves, and I think the jury were kind enough to spare us their time, and their valuable contribution helped in picking 3 winners. Thank you, jury members, very much.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'd like to ask Varun then, how was your experience?
I think it was lovely. It was wonderful. We were here about a month ago, all of us, and we selected the top 15 entries, and then it was very interesting to see what they had done while transforming these sketches and thought processes into 3D garments, and it was quite a treat.
So we met 1 month back and we saw all the sketches, and it was really gratifying to see the sketches transformed into extremely good looking garments, and the students had stayed true to their concept. And we see at Max, we are seeing that there's an improvement in quantity as well as quality of the entries every year. So that is very heartening for us of what we are trying to do and give a platform to the young designers.
You have a question or
Your experience.
And I think what excites us most is to see fresh, original talent, to see new ideas, and to see people who are really passionate about their dreams. And I think this platform provides a wonderful opportunity for us also as experienced people to be excited about what we see, and to encourage people who need that first guiding hand and encouragement for their first step into the industry.
Thank you so much. Vatan sir, you can please share your...
Come in the middle.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's good.
Sir, it is a very fantastic show, and you're given a very good platform to all the students. What do you want to say regarding this?
Max is in the pursuit of democratizing fashion for the Indian young consumers. Over the past 12 years, we were able to endure with almost 5 million consumers. We felt that time has come for us to also help the budding design talent as well. We have over 60 colleges who participated in this Max Design Awards 2017. Through this Max Design Awards, we are giving platform for all the design talent to showcase their talent, and through that they can leapfrog their careers. The winners of this Max Design Awards can now take part in the L photo shoot. Directly their wardrobe gets showcased. They have the opportunity to get internship, work with the top designers who are with us. So this also hones their skills. They also can have opportunity to work with us. We can also look at launching new range inspired by the Max Design Awards. So overall, it hones their skills, gives a platform, also inspires all other designers to go for this in the forthcoming years. I thank all the jury members who have made this event outstanding success, and Mark, the project director, who has taken it to the next level. I am very sure that in the coming years, this Design Awards, Max Design Awards, will even become bigger and inspiring many more designers to compete. Thank you.